my thing. I try not to project, and I don't make assumptions, but I do enjoy reading facts. I love history. I love building, and I enjoy the fact that people who think different and who are different can commune and be together and not try to change each other's viewpoint, but just try to be human and express humanity more than religion and spirituality. Because at the end of the day, nobody knows what's going to happen when you're dead. We may speculate, we may feel like we know, or we may have read, or we may refer to different tools like the Bible or the Quran, and we make speculations about what happens. But in reality, you don't know, no Pope knows, none of these people know exactly what happens to your body and to your spirit once you leave this hemisphere.
Okay. So you said a lot. You said a lot. There's a lot to unfold in everything that you said. But let me address the immediate, which is what the last thing that you said that nobody knows. I That right there is exactly what I'm talking about when you making assumptions. You're assuming that nobody knows based off of what?
Based off the fact that nobody died and came back and said this is heaven. Like, tell me who knows
There
what
has been
happens
many
to
people.
your
There's been
spirit.
multiple people. There's been multiple people who have had near death experiences and who have gone to heaven and have come back here on earth.
Oh, okay. And so that is, again, one of those instances where we're relying on people to believe that that is what really happened to them, was something that was in their mind to make them think that that happens. Because we can have dreams and feel like those dreams when we wake up is what actually happened to us. But in a reality, it may not be. And that's just
It
how
may.
I
You
feel
said in
about
the,
the Bible.
hold on, because you're going real fast. Let's have let's have a conversation so that we can rightly divide and dissect what's being said, because you can make speeches and then don't give anyone the opportunity to try to understand or try to understand your logic of where you're coming from, or you could make a statement and then give the opportunity for someone to understand what you're saying. And so
Mm-hmm.
so and that was my angle as to why I reached out to you. I wasn't going to give a speech or give you a whole sermon or paragraphs. I was going to actually make a statement so that and then you can try to maybe have a question for it, and then we can get to gather an understanding. Now let's get to, because again you said a lot, and a lot of it it was a lot of assumptions. So um, let's go back to where you said we have to rely on what people say, and they could have a dream, but in reality, it may not be true. Well, right there, that's oxymoronic when you say in reality. Well, if you say in reality, then whatever reality is reality. It's the real thing. So you can't say, well, their reality, they may have a dream, but in reality, it may not be true. Then that's not reality if it's may or may not. Reality is reality. Reality is definite. And so what I'm so what
Reality isn't definite because reality is relative and it's related to the person who is having that experience. Now, what may be a
Okay.
reality to you may not necessarily be my reality, which is the reason why I said may or may not be true. And that is the reality of reality, is that it could very well be true and it could very well not be true. It is a relative thing and it's always based on the person's
and, and
related
that's
experience.
okay. And that's okay to say that, and that's okay, and I agree with you. But you have already made the stance on where 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 you stand on it all, and so when you speak about it, you say it may or may not be true, which will be a relatively healthy standpoint. But to actually shoot someone's experience down and say, well, they're probably just having a dream, religion does this, religion, and then you generalize and say, like when you said Christianity is a religion that's being opposed upon people. That honestly, followers of Christ and what Jesus stood for is not about imposing anyone's will or anyone's belief systems on anyone else. It's about sharing the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's what, and actually, the term Christian came from people who were mocking people who were following Christ. So
And
this.
I understand that, and I understand the whole. I understand what it means to be a Christian. I understand how many different people.
Do you understand? But do you understand what it means to be a
But I also,
follower of Christ, or a
but that
believer?
is your, again, that is still your choice, and that is a choice
No, I
I
asked you
don't
a
have to
question.
make.
That was a question. That was a question. I said, do you understand what it means to be a believer and to be a follower of Christ?
And again, I don't have to understand that. Just like I
No,
don't have to
it was a question. I didn't say
understand
you did.
learning.
I'm
I don't
asking
have to
you a
understand.
question. I'm asking you a question that warrants an answer. Do you understand or do you not understand? It's a yes or no. It's not.
I understand it based on what other people have said. Have I ever experienced again these what you're speaking of as an understanding? If I get the same question from someone else, their answer to what you're getting ready to tell me could vastly different from what you're giving me. So
What?
yeah,
What do you?
I
What do
can
you?
give
What?
you my
Repeat.
explanation
Repeat
of what
that.
it means for me,
Repeat that. I
but
didn't. I
you
didn't
can give
understand that.
me
I didn't
something
understand
that
that
is
state.
completely
Hello.
different.
Hello.
And so that's what
Hello.
I'm saying. We're all
Hello.
different.
Hello. Slow down. Slow down. I didn't hear that last statement. I'm trying to stop you. You just keep going. I didn't hear that last statement that you said. I was trying to understand what you were saying. You said
I
some,
don't know.
you said something about you said something to the fact that whatever statement I'm about to give you, someone else may give you another statement that combats my statement. Is that what you just said?
Not necessarily combative, but very well be very different because again, there's 7 billion people having 7 billion different experiences, and so there's no one right way to look at life. And that's all I keep trying to say to people: allow people, whether I don't have to understand um, what it means to be a Christian in that walk of life. I really don't, as a human being. That is not my purpose. I don't have to understand that walk. I don't have to understand
I
any of those walks.
all I
As
was
far as
okay. Well, let me explain to you what I mean by when I say, do you understand what's the difference between a Christian or Christianity and this culture and that you feel is being imposed upon people, and then
no, I
but
said a history of it. There's been a history of it. What people are doing today, I'm not sure because I really don't follow what people are doing today when it comes. Because at the end of the day, we all have information. Not nobody is necessarily. If you're unable to read what is going on in the world and be able to dissect and discern from your own way of and how you want to traverse through the world, that again is up to you. That is your wall.
so I
But
have
at
a
the end of
question.
the day, we all. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I have a question for you. So, where do you think all of this came from? This planet Earth, breath, wind, flesh, spirit, all this. Where do you think all this stuff come from?
Here's the difference between people who are Christian believers and people who just believe
Oh my
that there
God.
is a God. I never said I was an atheist. I just don't believe
I
that
never
Christ.
said. I just asked you a question, bro. It's
I'm
like,
getting ready to
hold on,
answer
hold
your
on, slow down,
question,
slow down, slow down, slow
but
down.
no. I'm getting ready to answer your question, but I have to answer in the way that I feel comfortable
Okay,
answering,
go
not
ahead,
in
go
the way
ahead.
that you
My
feel
apologies,
comfortable
my
for me
apologies. Go
answering the
ahead.
question.
My apologies. Go ahead, go ahead. I definitely want you to be comfortable. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. Go ahead.
So some people believe Jesus Christ, I guess, created or is Lord, and I don't believe that. I don't believe in
That's why I
any
asked
of
you
the
what you
Bible.
believed. I didn't ask you what other people. I asked you.
I do believe I'm going to get there, but you gotta have to let me get there. Now, this communication is going to have to work both ways. Now, you can't continue to interrupt me and not expect me to do that in the same breath. So if you're asking me, so now let's
I don't mind
lay
being
down some
interrupted.
ground
But go ahead.
rules for communication. So if one of us is speaking, the other one should at least allow the other person to finish their thought. So let's just create some ground rules if we are trying to effectively communicate our ideas and thoughts.
Okay.
So
And
let's
let's
just
also be
okay.
mindful though while we're doing this to, maybe try to keep it short because we may be saying a lot that, can't even be addressed or asked or get a full understanding of. So let's like at least try to make
So
a couple of statements at a time and then open up the floor for the other person so they can, gather an
I
understanding.
do believe there's a higher energy than human energy that created what we consider to be the universe, the earth, and all things that are out there. So I do believe that there is a higher power. I do. So that's it.
Okay, and what do you think that? How do you think this higher power communicates with us?
I have no idea, but I definitely don't believe that it's always necessarily through different people who claim that God spoke to them and they wrote it in a book for other people to then say that God said this and we should follow it. I'm not completely sure how he communicates or how he or that energy or it or whatever you want to call this particular energy that I feel is higher than human energy. I'm not sure. It could very well be through animals. It could be nature. It could be through a vast different ways that this energy communicates and reveals itself to human and to mankind. But I don't know of a specific way. That would be quite presumptuous of me and very, very just bold of me and brazen of me to think that I know based on things that I have read that there's one or two ways that this energy communicates with humans.
Okay.
Because that would be arrogant for me to say that. So I'm quick to tell anybody, I don't know and I don't have the answers because as a human being, we don't know and we don't have the answers. And that's why I'm always in the middle when it comes to this because no one religion knows all the answers and no one somebody knows all the answers.
Okay. Can I say something? Can I ask you a question? So can we continue? Because I think this is very eye opening. This is very enlightening. Can we continue the conversation with just based upon you and not what others? And the reason why I'm saying this is because I hear what you're saying, and then you quickly say, based off of what you experienced, that this is what all humans is experience. You're basing your experience, and then you're imposing your experience, saying that okay, well, since I'm experiencing this, then 7 other billion people on the planet all must be experiencing something different. Do you
No,
understand?
that's not what I'm saying. No, you misinterpreted.
Okay,
What I
my
am saying
apologies.
to you, yes, no, that is the opposite of what I am doing. I am definitely not, I'm making a general statement, but yet I'm also applying that general statement to my specific experience as well. So it's overarching and it's overreaching
You,
at the end of the day because
you,
although we are 7 billion people, we are still at the end of the day, no matter what we believe, we're first humans. So we're not tigers and lions and bears. So we are first human beings. So that's number one.
what based
That's
off
the
of
number
what?
one thing.
Based off of what?
Based off of
You
what?
said we are first flesh, right? That's our identity is flesh, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I can't say we're first flesh because fish have flesh and cows have flesh. I'm saying we are first human beings, humans.
I know,
If
but
we want
what?
to categorize it, that is the human. If we want
Right,
to place
physical. We're first
categories,
physical. Is that what you're saying? We're first a physical manifestation. Is that what you're saying? We're first. Phys-
a physical manifestation of what? I'm just saying what.
we're
No,
flesh and bone. Human. We're human beings being made
no, no,
up.
no. I am saying we are first humans, and that is the
What?
distinct. That is the distinction, and it's to distinguish us from any other type of animals that live on this earth along with humans.
Okay. Well,
So yes,
let's
we are
just talk
first
about humans though.
humans.
Let's just talk about humans who are the only creation on this planet that has the ability to communicate with words and be able to reason and write words down and do all these kinds of things. There is no other creation on the planet that can do that.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why I'm trying to get to the crux of what you're saying. You're let's just stay with the human realm because we're the ones that are obviously in charge or at the top of the food chain or whatever you want to say. We're the ones that have named all the animals, have named everything. They didn't name themselves. We named them. Are we on the same page with that?
Yes,
Right.
but I'm not sure what you're. I'm not sure what you're getting to because
Yeah, that's okay.
we started off with a main idea, so I just wanted to apply to distinction and distinguish between human and any other creature that live on Earth. And so,
and that's
what I
okay.
was saying to you was, based on what you stated in our original talking point, is that I was making general statements and attempting to apply those general statements across 7 billion people, which I am saying to you that is not what I am doing. What I am first doing is letting everybody know that we are 7 billion human beings, first and foremost, having experiences and different kinds of experiences that are not always similar and that don't always and not always understood by other human beings. So now, you spoke about who do I think made the earth and the stars and I said to you, I understand that there's an energy. For me personally, this is me speaking.
Okay.
Other people may think differently.
Right.
There is a higher energy that is higher than human beings or earthlings that created what we are taking advantage of and that what we take for granted.
Good.
That is all.
And I have a question about
and
this.
I don't believe that whoever created the Bible and all these doctrines and all of this stuff.
Wait! Before you go there, I just want to ask you a question about the higher energy that you're saying that created all this. Do you believe this higher energy desires to have a relationship with us?
Yes, I do. But I don't think it's in one form that is written in the Bible. I don't think it's one form that is written in the Quran. I don't think it's one form that is written in the teachings of Buddha and Hindu and any of the other religions. It is not.
I got you. I got you. Listen, Roosevelt. Listen, I get that you don't believe in the Quran, and I get that you don't believe in the Bible. I get that. So I don't want you to give me what you don't believe in. Tell me what you do. That's why I'm asking you this question, because I want to get your perspective, not your perspective on what you think is not true and what you think is not right. I want to get what your heart and what you follow, and not based off of other things.
No, you're asking me what my belief systems are, and a lot of times, in order to get to what people believe, you also have to understand what they don't believe.
All right, but that's why I'm telling you. I already understand that. You've made that clear to me.
You think that you understand it, but you really don't, and that's why I'm re-emphasizing it. And so again, you are doing exactly.
How can you tell me that? How can you tell me that I don't understand?
Listen, Jermaine, you are asking me not to do what you are doing to me.
What?
You're asking me. Let's try to understand each other's.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. Yeah.
But you can't understand if you're constantly interrupted, and you can't understand if you're trying to dictate to me how I can communicate with you.
I'm not trying to dictate anything. I'm not trying to dictate anything. I'm telling you. Hold on. Can I respond?
What you don't believe. You're dictating. You're dictating when you're telling me I don't want you. Anytime you say I don't want you to do something, that is a form of dictating to the other person what you don't want them to do.
So you don't want me to interrupt you? You don't want me to interrupt you?
No, I'm saying to you, you're saying to me, I don't want you to tell me what you don't believe. That statement is a dictation.
No,
you're
it's
dictating
not.
to me how you want us to communicate.
Well, tell me. Go ahead, continue to. But then, I'm sorry if you feel that way. If you feel like me telling you, asking you to not tell me what you don't, because I'll actually want to know what you believe and not what you don't believe. If you still want to go ahead and continue to go and re-emphasize after every sentence about what you don't believe about the Quran and what you don't believe about Christianity, that's fine, because I don't want you to feel dictated. I was just honestly just coming to you asking, okay, I'm telling you, I understand that you don't believe. I understand that you don't believe Christianity. I understand about what you believe about religion, because you've made that clear to me, and I'm trying to tell you that I understand that. Now now you have the choice to believe whether I understand it or not, but I'm actually telling you that I do understand, because I've heard you this whole time. I've heard you talk about it over and over about what you don't believe about it. So that's why I'm asking you specific questions about what you do believe. You said, I do believe that there is a higher energy. So now I'm asking you what you believe about this. That's why I'm asking you certain questions. It's now that I know that you don't sign to the ideologies of religion or what all these other stuff. I know that. I get that. And I hope that you trust that I do get that. That's why now I'm just trying to get to the crux of what your core is, your core belief values. You say you believe in a higher energy. Okay, I got that. You say you believe that he created all of this. Okay, I got that. So now I'm asking you, do you believe that this higher energy desires to have a relationship with us? Not you don't have to tell me about all this stuff. Again, I get that. I'm just asking you, what do you believe? Not don't, but do. Not in a dictatorship way, just trying to understand you. But if you feel like you dictated it, then you can just you go ahead and you tell me whatever. Because I definitely don't want you to feel that way. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
Ask the questions.
okay. So you said you do believe that that this higher energy desires to have a relationship with us, but not like the type of relationship that's based on the religion of Quran or Christianity. Okay, I got that. So what kind of relationship do you believe that this higher energy desires to have with us?
I have no idea.
Okay, that fair answer. I have another question. So, do you believe that this higher energy wants you to have an idea of the type of relationship that he would like to have with you, or this energy it would like to have with you?
I have no idea.
So, do you believe that your time here on Earth, which we this is something that we all know, everyone has to die. Nobody's going to live forever. That's truth, right? That's the reality, right? For everyone, right?
That's true.
That's
For
true.
some people,
For so you think do you believe that there's other people that can live forever?
not necessarily live forever in this form, but
I'm talking
they go
about
in
this
different
form.
forms.
I'm talking about this form
Okay.
because this
Well,
is
no.
because I want us to
No.
stay.
I'm
I want us
answering
to
the
stay.
question.
Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
answering the question. So,
Got
no,
you.
in this form, no, you can only live for so long in this
Okay.
form.
Got you. So and this is the only no, correct?
Well, I'm not sure of that.
Okay. Well, let's talk about you. This is the only form that you know, correct?
Well, this is the only form that I know. That's a good question because I feel, and I don't necessarily know, but I feel that there are other forms you could possibly take that is not in this form. So, no.
Okay.
Because, yeah, so my feeling is also when we leave our body, I don't believe our energy necessarily goes to this place that they say is heaven. I think it lingers around. And
You
that's how we communicate with our ancestors and people who have died. They may come to us in a dream. We may feel them when we are around. They may reveal themselves in different forms. So, no, I guess in that question, because of my own experience, no. So,
okay?
yeah.
Okay. Cool. And is that something that you are looking forward to?
Is that what?
Is that something that you are looking forward to when once your time here on Earth is up?
What's that?
Being able to be an energy linger around forever and ever with your
No,
ancestors.
no, my thing, whatever energy that I speak to, and, I not only speak to a higher energy, but I also speak out to my ancestors and those who died and come before me. I ask them for guidance as well because a lot of what I believe, I also some of some African traditional ways of looking at life and as looking at spirituality in different forms as well. So no, I'm not looking forward to it because to look forward to it means that I'm not living in my present. So me, I live in the present. I don't live in what can happen or what may happen. I try to live my day today in the present.
Okay.
Not in necessarily, I hope I don't go to hell when I die. I hope that, I don't look at life like that because at the end of the day, we only have this form to live in. And at the end of the day, all we can do is what the best we can do with this form.
And you believe that this higher energy that is what it purposed us to be here for. Just that.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm sure we have a multitude of purposes. I mean, from what scientists say, we've been on this earth for thousands of years. So I can't imagine that there's just one purpose. So, at the end of the day, I don't know what the purpose is for the evolution of the human human being. I really don't know, honestly. And what has been transpired in this hemisphere in 2019 also transpired in the year 19. Also transpired before Christ. So there's
You
nothing
said
that
you,
we are
wait.
doing
I'm
today.
trying to. Can I understand that last statement that you said? I didn't really understand it. Can you help me understand what you said? Something about transpiring.
Everything that humans are doing today, they did years ago, 1,000 years ago, 2,000,
You said
4,000,
before Christ. So you
7,000.
do believe that Jesus Christ lived on this planet?
I do not believe that. I'm speaking this from what we know as far as humans and what we've been taught as far as human beings, that Christ began his journey 2,019 years ago. So I'm only speaking from that time frame, and because I know you're a Christian, I'm speaking from that standpoint because I understand that.
Oh, can I ask you a
Your
question?
truth,
Can I ask you?
that's my truth. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, everything, because we're speaking about purpose.
Okay.
I don't think humans are doing anything differently than they did before Christ and after Christ. We're still doing the exact same thing. Nothing has changed as far as that. The only thing that has changed and evolved as it relates to humans is technology. But we still do the same thing. When we're afraid, we do the same thing. When we have laughter and all of these emotions and things and the way that we interact with one another is the exact same way people did some 2,019 years ago.
Okay.
Because humans don't change. That's evident. Because you know why we don't change? Because our history has shown us that we don't change. We're still doing the same thing. All you have to do is pick up a book that was created, some kind of somebody's memoirs, and you would see, oh, we are actually doing the exact same thing. We're still doing the wars.
Yep.
There's still tons of disease.
Mm-hmm.
Fathers are killing their sons are killing their fathers.
Mm-hmm. You can
People
actually pick up
still
the
having
Bible.
babies out of it.
You can actually pick up the Bible and see that we haven't changed even then. The Bible even depicts it. We have not changed. And that's why it says, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You don't even have to look at the Bible. There are all kinds of paintings and things way before the Bible was created by man to let you know that we have not changed. You don't have to pick up the Bible to know that.
Okay. I'm just saying that I'm just speaking from my perspective. You speak from your perspective. I'm just speaking from mine as well. I'm just saying you can also pick up the Bible. I agree with you. I'm saying that I agree with you that I can pick up my Bible and I can read in Genesis and I can read in Jeremiah and I can read in Matthew, and it's the same thing. It's the same. Humans have not changed.
And get me on this, and don't get me wrong, really, honestly, on this right here. I think that the Bible and all of those religious artifacts and things are great tools for humans. I don't think it's the all and be all of what human experiences are. I feel that they are great tools for people to build off of and to have access to humanity. But I don't believe that it is the one and only. Me personally, and I think it's a wonderful tool. I've never been the type of person just because I don't believe in it, don't take things out of it that I necessarily feel like I need in order to get through day to day. Just like any tool that is out there in the world. Okay. That is no different for me than any other tool. But just like any other tool or any other thing that is offered to me, for me personally, there is nutrients in it and sometimes there's poison in it. Okay. And it's just how much of it that you ingest and imbibe in your system. So it's almost like you have to eat the meat and throw out the bone. That's any tool. Okay. And the Bible or any other book or any other offering that is made to man is what it is. So when you ask me the question about purpose, I think that is constantly evolving as humans attempt to evolve what purpose is. Because 2019 years ago, the way that traditions and people's livelihood was then is completely different than what it is today. Because man had to evolve in order, and as technology evolved, he had to evolve along with technology.
So is it fair to say, in one sense, it hasn't changed, but in another sense, man has changed?
Man hasn't changed.
Okay.
In no sense. No, in no sense has man
So
changed on
so
technology.
evolution isn't change.
He might be thinking a little differently, but and how he gets to that thought process may differ because of technology. But anger hasn't changed, and I get angry at people because out of fear or because of lack of knowledge has not changed, and how I impose and how I direct that anger towards you is not going to change. If I don't understand your language and you don't understand my language, there's going to be a lot of assumptions that are made, and that has not changed. And if I don't know you and you don't know me, I'm going to also make assumptions. That has not changed. I'm also, because I am man
Not
and
not
am going
everyone
to have
not
a
everyone does that. Not everyone is out making assumptions.
yeah, everybody does make assumptions. That is a human experience. And so to say that lets me makes me believe that you feel like at some point, because you may be feeling like you are above the human experience, but we all
I,
make assumptions.
are you
How you
speaking?
apply those,
Was that you putting
how
words in
you
my mouth?
apply those, how you apply those assumptions
Wait, you just put
is
words in my mouth. You said I feel like I'm above the human experience. Is that what you just said?
no. I said you may. I didn't say you were.
Why would you say
So
that? I
everything
think
that
it'll be
I
more
say,
fair for you to
because
ask me. I think it'll be more fair for you to ask me if I feel that way instead of you just saying I may, because I don't, and I can stop you right there and say
okay.
I don't
So
feel
you
I that's not true at all. So may or may that
okay, are you saying to me that humans, no human, you're saying there are certain humans that never make assumptions?
I didn't say that.
You just
What
said it. You said there are humans that don't make assumptions.
I
You
said
said
there.
that.
I said you said they're always that humans don't change and they're always making assumptions. And I'm saying that humans can change. And yes, we all start out making assumptions, doing things, but we can evolve our mind and our way of thinking into a more healthier thinking. And I do believe that there are humans out there who have mastered that flaw of making assumptions about people, and they have a wisdom to understand not to do that. Absolutely.
They have a wisdom and that is a practice, but the assumption, hear me out. The assumption, that emotion of assumption, or whatever that you want to call that thought process,
Mm-hmm.
does come to mind even for those who are wise. But what they have, because of practice, before they allow that assumption to take over, their wisdom then dissects that assumption before they continue to end out with an assumption. But the assumption, the thought of the assumption, still hits the membrane.
Right.
It still
Got you.
hits the brain
Right.
before you. That's all I am saying. So
Got you. That makes
that's
sense.
why I said. That's why I said how you apply that assumption is different from human to human. But the actual emotion thought is every human experience that probably every day, all day.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's totally true. So I wanted to get to the point where, you know, I get what your stance is. I get what you believe and don't believe or on the fence about. And I'm getting it. I understand that, and it's okay. It's okay that
That's what I say. Okay.
what'd you say?
That's what I always say. It is okay. We're not supposed to believe and think and feel alike. We're
No,
just
I
not.
was about to. I was saying it's okay for something. I was using that for something else, but you
Oh,
interrupted
okay.
me.
I apologize.
It's okay. It's okay because me, I don't mind being interrupted because I think sometimes, what we deem as interruptions are actually just interjections, and I think sometimes it's okay, or sometimes we need to be interrupted because I know sometimes I can ramble and I need somebody to stop me because I don't know how to finish it off. So
I
I
agree
don't
on.
mind, but what I was saying was it's okay. It's okay to be in a place where you don't know, but it's not okay to stay in that place.
But I think it is okay
Okay,
to
and
stay
that's
in that
and that's
place.
where we can agree to disagree, because
I think
for
it's okay to
go
stay in
ahead, go
that
ahead,
place.
go ahead,
I believe
go
that
ahead.
a
I'm sorry.
lot of people stay in that place for comfort, and a lot of people who feel like they know really don't know, but they like to say that they know, and
That's
that is
your
okay.
opinion. That's your opinion. You can't tell person. You can't say that person who say that they really know they really don't know. You're saying that based off of what you believe, but you only could base your experience off of you. You can't impose what you believe about them. That's an assumption.
So that's why I always qualify all my speech is with I think or maybe or possibly. I never emphatically make a definite statement about people because I don't know them. So if you would listen to every word I say, you would notice that I would always say possibly, maybe, I think. I rarely say I know. Because at the end of the day, I know I don't know. That's one thing I know for sure is that I don't know.
Right.
So
Got you. Got you.
that's why I always uh, begin my sentences with I believe or I feel or I think.
Okay.
Because there's a possibility or maybe not. Because I don't know, and I'm okay with not knowing. Some people may not they wrestle with the fact that they don't know, and that's why I feel like faith is important and religion is important to a lot of people because it eases and solaces that feeling of I really don't know. And
Got
so
you.
and I oftentimes forget that there is a huge fringe of people who you might be attacking in that belief. And so sometimes we have to understand that there is not one way to gain a relationship to the higher power. And I think that we respect other people's journey to a higher power or respect the fact that they may not even believe there is a higher power. You have to respect those people as well.
Okay.
Sometimes I think that's what's missing oftentimes in these debates is that because we feel like, oh, well, I have the overarching picture because of my experience, and because of this experience, you need to now have and believe in this way because it helped me. Okay, well that's fine that helped you, but that has also hurt some people as well.
That's true.
So allow those
So
people
true.
to
Yeah.
figure out their own way to their own peace and happiness and joy. And it's very well very vastly different than yours, and respect that and accept the fact that that is who they are as a person.
Right.
My concern is when it comes to these kinds of conversations, because I know they're having these kinds of conversations when they create laws, that they're not seeing that there's a bigger picture out there, and everybody is dependent on each other. And we didn't get these thought processes just because we are now here. These thought processes came to us because somebody implanted them in us.
Guys.
Everything that
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
to be a truth, everything that you know to be a truth, the truth, and your truth is not. It's not even by happenstance. It's not even to your own being. It is because there have been so many different things that have been implanted in your brain, and now you have this volition and will. Now that you have been overwhelmed by all of this information, it is now your volition and will to decipher and discern what it is that and how it is you want to live out the rest of your life as you continue to be bombarded with this information, with any kind of information, whether it is science or whether it is religious interest. And that's all I'm saying
Got
at
you.
the end of the day. And allow people to have that walk. Allow them don't be a barrier to someone else's joy. And however it is for them, and whether it is completely different than your story, just get out of people's way is what and I'm not speaking to you specifically. I just speak that even into the universe. Get out of people's way, especially if they're not causing you any harm and nobody else.
But that's not everybody, and I don't believe that all Christians are and try to impose, their belief systems on everyone else. I don't believe that. I don't believe all followers of Christ are trying to impose their beliefs on everyone else. However, I do believe that there are. I do believe there are some that are doing that and they are causing damage, but I also believe that there are some that are just simply just sharing it. They just want to share. They do respect, what you believe, and they do respect where you are, and they want to do is just share it. They put it out there for you if you want to receive it and you want to try it. Uh, there's scripture that says, "Taste and see that the Lord is good," And so, as followers of Christ, we're not, our mission is not to impose the will of God on everyone else. Our mission is to share the gospel, the good news of Jesus Christ. And it's just a sharing. It's a gentle sharing. We're not trying to impose and try to be a malicious or what do you call it? Um, aggressive with our stance. I think it's more effective to just share it with people. Let them respond the way they want to respond, and just stay in peace and just say, "I'm just sharing this with you. You can believe it or not, but I still want to do my part, and at least allowing you to have the opportunity to know who Christ is as your Lord and personal Savior. If you don't, that's cool. You can believe whatever you want to believe. I'm not imposing anything. I just wanted to simply share it with you because I really love it's really out of love. It's really out of love.
No, I get that. And I'm not saying that it's something that's specific to Christians because I believe that a lot of humans do that, no matter what they believe and how they believe. It's not just a Christian thing. It's not Muslims do it, Jewish people do it, scientists do it, atheists do it. Everybody.
Right. The media does it. The media.
Everybody does.
Right.
And my thing is, don't impose, like you say, just share your information, just share it. And
Right.
if someone is welcome to accept it and absorb it and maybe take it to a different level or not or reject it, allow them to do that. That's
Yeah.
all I say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's
And then whenever I respond to your text, your messages, I will always say, not everybody believes in this. Not everybody is Christian. Not everybody believes in the
well,
Bible.
I know, but that's something that I know that I already know that I already know that. You know, it's it's something that probably should go without being said because it comes off as if you're telling me to enlighten me because I don't think that everybody. That's how it comes off.
And then sometimes your quote comes off as if, well, if you don't believe this, then you're going to hell.
I
That's
I,
how
I,
sometimes
I would I would
comes
love for
off.
you. I would love for you to
You
point
don't
out.
necessarily, you
Well,
necessarily don't say that. I'm saying to you, like you're saying to me, because I don't say that either.
you
I'm
just
not.
said you just said
I'm
it.
just
You just
saying.
said that you said that, and you have said it. I can actually pull it up, and you actually said not everybody believes.
No, no, I'm saying I do say that, but that's not to imply that you don't know that. That's all I am saying. Because you do have a number of the way that you phrase some of your posts, it appears to me, this is just me, that this is what everybody should feel and think, and if you don't, then you're going to hell.
So
That's
I
just,
so
you didn't
so what
necessarily
so would it
you
be
don't
would it be
necessarily
respectful
think
for
that.
you? So wouldn't it be respectful for you to in all honesty and respect to your neighbor, if you, even though I'm not saying that, this is what you gather, this is how you interpret or assume that that's what I'm saying. Wouldn't it behoove you to at least reach out to me and say, hey, is this what you're saying? Is this what your your things or your post, is it what they mean? You do believe that everybody's going to go to hell? This is, what I'm saying. I think because for me that would be that um would get, that type of respect would actually go a long way, but to just say, oh, this is how your posts come off and this is what it's. I can definitely give you that clarity and say I don't believe that at all. I That's not why I post what I post, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have a conversation with you so that you can understand my heart.
What is the purpose of your post then if it is
to
not
enlighten to
Facebook?
enlighten and to share the good news,
So
and to also share, statistics, that blacks, especially in our community, may not even know as far as what's going on because we are blind to a lot of stuff, and the only way we
like
can.
what
Go
statistics?
ahead.
Because a lot of your statistics are refuted. So what
you
statistics are you?
you that's you though, but you're not everybody.
But I'm asking you what statistics, because you are trying to enlighten and to
I have.
you have to speak on, we're speaking on words now. If you are enlightening, that implies that someone is in the dark.
Yes,
So if you
true.
are in the process, and my thing is that may not necessarily be true because you are sharing something to
You
enlighten.
you just
That does
because you
not
but listen,
necessarily
you got to
mean
stop,
that
bruh.
the person is in the dark. So that's why I have to say sometimes not everybody believes in that simply because you believe it and you feel like there's an
We
enlightenment.
hold on, hold
Not
on,
everybody feel
hold
like they
on.
are in the
Let's
dark
slow
because a
down.
lot of people
Let's
may
slow down.
feel like you
Let's.
are in the dark
Oh my
because of the way,
goodness.
and they want to enlighten you on some things that you may be in the dark about.
So you're saying, so are you saying that 38 million aborted black babies since the 1970s is a may or may not be truth? Is that what you're saying?
30 what now?
38 million black babies have been aborted statistically, and this is just on the record. It could be more. This is just what's been recorded statistically. There has been 38 million black babies aborted since the 1970s.
Since 1970.
Since the
I'm
1970s. Since Go ahead, go ahead.
since Roe versus Wade. Okay, so now since you have that, how many babies have died? Because there's a huge increase now in black women in mortality rate here in the United States, one of the richest countries, if not the richest country in the world. Why are there so many black women dying at childbirth, and why so many babies are dying?
Okay, so let's stay on
So
topic.
let's talk about that. Since we want to talk about abortions and death,
Oh my
what
goodness.
is happening? Once these babies are here on Earth, what is the system and what is all of these different types of constructs is helping to make sure that this child grows up to be a citizen or a constructive person in the world. So you don't want to these women to have abortions. Once these babies are here, who's taking care of them? Since 2 million babies go hungry every day in this country, who is taking care of them?
Okay.
Nobody is taking care of them. Who is taking care of these babies? Not even just in the United States, around the world. We're not even talking about some countries that are okay with infanticide, where women and families cannot even afford to even take care of their kids, and they throw them over a cliff and kill them as soon as they become out of there, as soon as they board the baby. So we ain't even talking about infanticide countries that practice that. So we're speaking now the baby is here. What we gonna do with the baby? Because ain't nobody adopting black babies. And if they too black, they definitely don't want them. So they grow up in the system, and then what happens to them then? They turn out to be criminals, and now they enslaved in a 2 million person enslavement system they call jail because y'all wanted them here, but you don't want to take care of them once they get here.
Okay. So
So how do you, we are speaking of a godly thing, how does one ungodly act, if you consider abortion as an ungodly act, how does one ungodly act supersede another ungodly act by not taking care of the people that are here? Because that's in the Bible. You're supposed to take care of the people that's here. All up and down the Bible.
well, I was really trying to stay on, because we can talk about
Okay,
that.
let's talk about it.
Dude, are you not gonna let me talk? Are you not gonna let me talk? Or are you just gonna keep doing this? Because you're literally cutting me off every time.
Jermaine Rudy, go ahead, Mr. Mayfield. My apologies.
I was trying to, I would love to have that conversation and to tackle those things. I think those are very vital and important. Um, However, I just wanted let to tackle one thing at a time, and
Okay.
the and the first thing, going back initially to what brought us here, was you said that some of my posts comes off as condemnation, like condemning people, saying that they're going to go to hell. And I was letting you know that's not what it is. And I was trying to stay on this stream. I was saying, and I brought up the 38 million aborted babies, um, and there has been a lot of people that have been enlightened, and then a lot of people didn't know those statistics. They didn't know none of this stuff, and a lot of people have reached out to me and say thank you for that. Thank you for standing up. Thank you for sharing those things. They're a hard statistic to share, hard statistics for people to look at. And thank you for that. And that's what I was trying to get to. Now this is a whole nother beast, which is okay. We definitely, create some time in the future to dissect it and really tackle it. But it was a lot of generalizations that you made in that, and a lot of assuming that you made in that. I know for a fact that um, what you said, oh, the darker babies that nobody want them. I know for sure that that's not true.
That is
Oh,
true.
for sure.
There's statistics about that. I have even friends and relatives who work hand in hand in that industry who will tell you for sure that dark skinned babies do not get um, adopted as quickly as biracial baby or light skinned babies. And
Yeah,
oftentimes
but your statement,
they do
but your
not get
statement.
adopted at all. And so they are in the system for the rest of their lives.
You saying all of them are in the system for the rest of their lives and no one gets adopted? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying a higher number of the darker skin. First and foremost, let's just say this. Black babies are not adopted as much as other race babies. Americans, even white Americans, would prefer to go to an African country and adopt a baby before they adopt a black baby here in the United States. Now because they don't want gay people to adopt kids, in some states that number is even worse. In states that allow two same genders to adopt, the numbers are better. So we're talking about what you don't want to do, but when it happens, what do people do after the fact? Considering that
So killing them
the
is the best
mortality
option,
rate for
and not
African
allowing
American
them to.
women are at
So kill.
worse than a third world
So
country.
aborting them is the best option. It's the best option.
No, I'm not saying that is the best option, but for some people that is the only option. And why get rid of that option? Because if you don't understand the history of what it means before Roe versus Wade, then you will understand that what a lot of women are going to do, which is what they did in the past, is either kill themselves or still do self-abortion. Then that is not going to ever go away. They do that in every country where abortion is illegal. They still do it
Roosevelt.
in every country.
Roosevelt.
So provide a
Roosevelt.
way for these women
Hello?
to
Hello?
have.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
I'm here.
Okay. Um, so again, I think it would be best for us when we're conversing with one another to try to tackle one issue at a time because you're throwing so much at me and I'm having to sit here and listen to you lecture me about stuff rather than us having a conversation and tackling one thing at a time. One thing that you said was, and that's what I'm trying to get an understanding of is you said darker skinned babies. Your first statement was nobody, zero. That's what that means. Nobody wants the darker skinned baby, so they don't get adopted. And I don't believe that that's true. I do believe that they do get adopted. Now they may not. I agree with you that they may not be their first choice, and maybe some of them do stay in the system for a long time, or even some of them may stay in for their whole lives. But I don't believe every single one of them do. I do believe that some of them do become adopted, and I do believe that um, everyone has a chance and a right to live and a right to life. What I'm and so I don't think that the best option is to kill or abort these babies because they may or may not be adopted or may not have to stay in the system for their entire lives or they may or may not be fed or this or that.
All right, so let's talk about semantics and hyperbole. Hyperbole. So yeah, of course, when I said nobody, that was a hyperbole. Of course, some of those black babies are getting adopted. I said nobody. So that's a hyperbole. So at some point, we're gonna have to find a way to understand each other's communication. Yes, the numbers are low. Again, because you did not grow up in the 30s, in the 40s, and 50s. This is where a lot of times we forget our history. We just simply forget about it. We forget about what happened prior to Roe versus Wade.
Which is
Because
what?
those experiences, let me finish. But because we're now
I'm just trying to understand.
Every other day, I want to finish because we don't read in the newspaper every other day a woman found in the bathroom with a needle stabbed up her vagina.
Why? Why?
We don't read that every day.
Why is she doing that?
Because she don't want that baby.
Well,
she does not want that baby for whatever reason.
Well, that's completely her fault. That is completely her fault. Completely her fault. Because
it may not have been. She could have gotten raped. Who said that was her fault?
You just told me, because I just asked you. Hold on. I asked you. Hold on. You said that the woman's in the bathroom sticking a needle up her. She killed herself, and because she don't. And I said, well, why is she doing it? Because she don't want the baby. Well, why don't she want the baby? Why don't she want it?
Because she don't want it. Why do we care? Are you carrying it?
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you that because I want to make sure. I'm asking you that because I want to make sure that it's not that she wasn't trying to abort the baby because she was having complications or she feel like she was dying herself. It was just simply she just didn't want the baby. And I wanted to make sure that's what I wanted to make sure that you were saying that because if that's true, if she just wanted to just abort this baby and kill that baby inside her and she ended up killing herself, that's her own fault.
The fault is just the same way as, anyway, we're not going to get to an understanding of this. If you feel like that's your fault,
we can agree to disagree, and I'm fine with that.
If you want to go back to finding women and girls in bathrooms with hangers and stuff, then okay. At the end of the day, okay. Because now you're killing not one person but two people. That's okay.
Who's killing one person? Who's killing not one person but two people? Who's doing that?
The system, because at the end of the day, it should be the right of the woman whether or not she wants this foreign object growing in her body, considering that in the United States, mortality rate, considering that the mortality rate for African Americans, cannot finish.
I'm just saying, wow. I'm letting you finish. I'm just saying, wow.
The mortality rate in African American women is abysmal. It is that of a third world country. So a lot of black women are dying having babies in this country that nobody talks about.
So how did you get here?
Nobody is talking about all of these black women that are dying while having birth. I'm going to choose to have my baby. Yes, I'm going to choose to have this baby. And you know what? I may just die. Because a lot of us, especially men, don't understand that having a baby is not as easy as we think of just pushing it out and now it's here. It takes a toll on a lot of women's bodies to the point where it literally almost kills them. And sometimes it does. And so my thing is, if a woman does not want to go through that, at the end of the day, she should have the right to decide, I do not want to go through this. So the woman is assuming that she's going to go through that. Is that what she? So because not every woman. It's not your right to assume that because it's not your body that has to go through it.
Okay.
So what is she assuming that?
Oh my goodness. Well, we can just agree to disagree, and I'm fine with that. But I'm glad that we had the conversation, and I'm gonna leave you today.
You too.
What'd you say?
I said, okay, you too.
All right.
All right. Have a good one.
Yes, sir.